Whether it be at our nation's most hallowed grounds, up a country road off the beaten path, or right in the middle of a bustling city, one thread ties all of those that we will visit today. They are all members of one of the most exclusive fraternities in the world, former presidents of the United States. I have had the great fortune of visiting the final resting places of several former presidents, and I want to invite you all along with me today as we travel the United States to find the graves of the U.S. presidents. This is my first installment. Join me, sit back, relax, and let's see where our tour finds us. With our first visit, let's keep it in my home state of Kentucky. We are actually in Louisville, Kentucky at the Zachary Taylor National Cemetery. You will see the monument to President Zachary Taylor. He is buried in a small mausoleum. You are also going to see the site and the entrance to the old vault before the new vault was built. We are in Louisville, Kentucky, visiting the grave of Zachary Taylor at the Zachary Taylor National Cemetery. And now we head north to Princeton, New Jersey at the Princeton Cemetery to visit the grave of the 22nd and 24th President of the United States, Grover Cleveland, still to this day the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms as president. We are in Princeton Cemetery in Princeton, New Jersey. And while we are in the north, let's head on over to Vermont, Plymouth, Vermont, at the Plymouth Notch Cemetery to visit the final resting place of the 30th President of the United States, Calvin Coolidge. And now we go just a little further south to Richmond, Virginia at Hollywood Cemetery, one of the most unique cemeteries that I have ever been to. It is the final resting place to 2 different presidents. First, we are going to visit the grave of James Monroe, and this particular grave is known as the birdcage, and if you look at it, you can see why, as it does resemble a birdcage. And just adjacent to the final resting place of James Monroe, while still on President's Circle, we visit the final resting place of President John Tyler. The next part of our journey takes us to the nation's Midwest. We are in Indianapolis, Indiana at historic Crown Hill Cemetery, and we are here on a snowy day to visit the final resting place of President Benjamin Harrison. Now our journey takes us to our nation's most hallowed grounds, Arlington National Cemetery in Arlington, Virginia, and we are here to visit the final resting place of President John F. Kennedy. And I would say, if this is not the most visited president's grave, it has got to be close. And unfortunately, at the time of our visit, this was as close as we were permitted to get. But you can see there the eternal flame at the gravesite of President John F. Kennedy. And although Kennedy is probably much more visited, he is not the only president buried at Arlington National Cemetery. So today we make our way on down the way just a bit to visit the final resting place of President William Howard Taft. This president had the shortest tenure ever of any president to serve. We are in North Bend, Ohio, at the tomb of William Henry Harrison. We are keeping it in Ohio, and this particular monument and memorial is known as one of the last big presidential memorials to be built. We are visiting the final resting place of President Warren G. Harding. And the next part of our journey takes us back towards the north. We are in Buffalo, New York at the Forest Lawn Cemetery to visit the final resting place of President Millard Fillmore. All of those that we visited today definitely made a big impact, whether good, bad, or indifferent, to not only the United States of America, but to the rest of the world. Thank you for joining me on my first installment of a visit to the final resting places of the U.S. presidents. Another video of mine will be on the screen soon. It is my hopes that you will watch it. If you like videos like this, cemetery visits, memorials, tributes, this is the place for you. Please click subscribe and join me. Once again, I will see you again soon.